somebody throwing toys or storming off or, you know, crying with temper sometimes. That's probably the main one.
He can be really nasty, he has a bad temper. Any insult he's ever heard will come out.
It's hard even for adults and parents to know the difference between being assertive, so you get what you want, and being aggressive, so you're annoying everybody else and you don't. So it's even harder for children. And if they're too aggressive, of course, they antagonise all their friends and lose friends. So you do have to help them with it.
How can I manage my child's aggression?
Anger's not bad in itself. Anger's one of the natural human emotions. If you've got a child who is on a short fuse, who does easily get angry, you can add to that if you're, constantly stressing them. So it's important to think about the triggers. Is it when you're not giving them enough time to clear up and move on to another activity? Or is it when you're just making, too many demands on them that they just start to feel pressure? And if you can think about those triggers and maybe, keep the situation cooler in the home, that can really help them to learn to manage those behaviours.
I suppose not being listened to, not being heard as a child can get them frustrated.
If the best way they get your attention is to get mad and be aggressive, then you have to think about that and turn that around. Because, anything that gives them very satisfactory attention is likely to be repeated, and you have to think whether you're falling into that trap.
How can I help my child manage their aggression?
You can explain it to them that if they're too aggressive, they'll lose all their friends. Nobody will want to play with them. That's not good. But I think there are also ways you can calm children down. Kind of stop, take deep breaths, count to 5 or 10 or whatever it is. Walk away from the situation. Find yourself a quiet spot which is like a calming down place.
Be positive when your child is not angry.
Say, I love it when you're just sitting quietly reading that book, or I loved it when you shared nicely with a friend, so that they know it's those behaviours that can give them that positive attention.
Criticise the behaviour, not the child.
Even if they behave in an angry, aggressive way you don't like, it's that you tell them. You don't say, oh, you're a terrible, angry child, because then it's hard for them to change.
Consider your behaviour.
If a child is constantly behaving aggressively, are they seeing that at home? I mean, at the extreme end, if you're in a domestic violence situation or, everybody's yelling and arguing all the time, children will copy that. But even in a lesser way, if they see you flying off the handle, if something just goes wrong, then they're quite likely to behave the same.
Help them acknowledge their feelings.
Showing them that the aggression doesn't work and trying to reason through that, really.
It's making sure your child has the emotional language to express their feelings. So they can say, I feel mad, or I'm really angry, instead of just acting it out in an aggressive way.